Just hooked something. Probably a little rat red. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Make sure it's not a speck. Yeah, it's a little rat red. Let's see what we got here. Oh shit, he's 17. He's going in the box. Well, since I only got one small redfish, I'm going to scale it and I'm going to cook it in seasoned oil. I found the best way to scale a red is with a spoon. It makes a mess, but once you get them started, they come pretty good. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry this red in chunks. So I got it scaled real good, and I'll slit it right up the center to gut it. I want all this meat all the way up through the throats. Gut it real good. I'll cut the very tail off. And of course it's going to fight me. And I want to get all this meat all the way up to the throat. So what I'll do is I'll come and I'll cut back here behind the fins, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry this in chunks in some hot seasoned oil. Since it's only one fish and I don't have a lot of meat, I want to get all I can. So that's all the way up to there. Come all the way up to the head. Throw the head in the garbage, and I'll take and I'll scrape all this. I'll pull this membrane out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cut on the outside, right where that bloodline usually is. Both ways. Remove the bloodline from the fish and these little pin bones up here. That accomplishes two things at once. It gets rid of some of the bloodline and those little pin bones. Take and score the fish in a few places. And I'm going to cut it into big chunks for frying. Almost need like a hatchet. So we get so used to eating fillets all the time and we waste tons of meat. This is going to be a way to not waste your meat. If you want, you can take some scissors and cut these fins off. So there it is, my redfish all chunked, ready to fry in some seasoned oil. Alright, first thing we're going to do is going to make our marinade for our fish. So we're going to put a little tiny bit of garlic powder. A little tiny bit of onion powder. Put some sea salt. Black pepper. I'm going to put the juice of 1 lemon. We'll get the seeds out in a minute. Then we'll take 1 sprig of basil and chop it up real fine. What we'll do is we'll get this to infuse all in the fish. Lemon juice, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. That's your marinade. And what we'll do, we'll let this all marinate about 20 to 30 minutes while we get our grease cooking and everything else going. Then we're going to take and cut up a couple jalapenos to flavor the oil. Just put a slice in them. And for garlic, I got 4 toes of garlic I'm just going to mash, because we're going to fry them in the oil for a second just to release the oils, and then scoop them out so they don't burn and get bitter. So we're just mashing that to release the oil. And I got a big piece of ginger, and I'll just cut it up into big chunks. And that's another one to season the oil. So this is all for seasoning the oil here. Okay, I got about 1.5 to 2 inches of oil in a small Dutch oven. I'm gonna bring it up to temp. And the whole time I'm bringing the oil up to temp, I'm gonna put the garlic cloves, the jalapenos, and the ginger in the oil. That'll release seasoning as it comes up to temp. All right, all my fish has been marinating about 15 to 20 minutes. So as my oil comes up to temp, I'm gonna take about 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm not trying to bread or crust this fish. I just want to give a little bit of batter to it. So take about 3 tablespoons of flour and toss it all real good. Make sure everything gets coated. And this will give us just a little bit of crust to the fish. If you see any of your lemon seeds in there, now's the time to get them out. All right, fish is all battered. So you can see here all my jalapenos, ginger, and garlic is all frying in the oil. So all those seasonings have been infused into the oil. You don't want the ginger and garlic to burn, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out now. And once I took all that stuff out, I'll go ahead and drop my fish in, and I'll let the jalapenos continue to fry in there. So we get spoiled in this country for fillets. This is pretty much how the rest of the world fries their fish in whole chunks. So we'll let this go about 5 minutes. I'll turn it after about 3 or so and see how it looks. Boy, if you could smell this with all the infused oil, the ginger, the garlic, and the seasoning. Jalapenos are still in there frying, heating the oil, give a little kick to the fish. Looking beautiful. So at about 3 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and give the pieces a flip. Boy, that is cooking pretty. And let them go about 3 minutes on that side. Alrighty, that's been about 6 minutes total. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pieces out, let them drain on a paper towel. Try and get them out. Well, look how pretty that fish is fried. Got a little bit of crust to it from the flour. You can see the herbs and the seasoning. And like I said, when you don't have much fish, this is the best way to do it. You don't waste any meat at all. Almost like frying perch on the bone, a delicious taste. If you really want to be adventurous, you can chomp down on one of these jalapenos. And once it's out the grease, while it's hot, I'll hit it with a little bit of sea salt. I want to eat this right now, but I got to let it cool a little bit. So if you don't catch a bunch of fish, and in order to stretch the meat, this is definitely the way to eat it. I ate some out in the garage while it was hot. It's come out really good. So you get great big chunks of meat with the skin and a little bit of batter. That is really good. Slight hint of the infused oil. Just like eating perch on the bone. Very good. It's a delicious way to fry fish. If you get any little beeliner snappers or mangrove snappers, these are great to do like this whole. Just score them and fry them whole. You just peel the meat right off the rib bones. Got all that crunchy skin. You can taste the jalapenos from the oil, but it's not too hot. So when you break the fish open, it's just big chunks of meat. Peels right off the bones. No wasted meat here. Can't get enough of this. So that's a good alternative to the everyday run-of-the-mill filleted fish fries. So till the next video, get out there and go fishing.